Welcome to the Iconic Bookshelf. Today, we will be listening to the book title, Paths of Purpose, Guide to Meaningful Career Choices. Introduction. The first step. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. Steve Jobs. Every day, teenagers are asked questions like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Or "Have you thought about college yet?" These questions are often tossed around at family dinners, school counselor meetings, and even casual hangouts. But beneath these seemingly simple questions lies one of the most significant decisions a young person will ever make: choosing a career path. Career choices are not just about landing a job, they're about deciding the direction of your life. A career shapes your daily experiences, influences your social circles, and even affects your health and happiness. Making informed, intentional choices early can make a huge difference in personal fulfillment and success. But let's be honest, this process can be confusing, overwhelming, and sometimes even paralyzing. Teenagers today face a unique set of challenges: rapidly evolving industries, the pressure of social media, the rise of automation, and the weight of societal and familial expectations. It's no wonder many feel lost when trying to figure out what they want to do with the rest of their lives. This book is here to help. Not by telling you what to do, but by giving you the tools to discover it for yourself. Through personal reflection, practical advice, and real-life stories, you'll learn how to navigate the winding road of career choices with confidence and clarity. Let's begin this journey together. Chapter 1. Understanding Yourself. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle. Before you can choose a career, you need to know who you are. This may sound simple, but self-discovery is a lifelong journey, and one that begins in earnest during your teenage years. Understanding your interests, values, strengths, and personality is key to choosing a career that won't just pay the bills, but also make you feel alive. Start with your interests. What activities make time fly for you? Are you happiest when you're helping others, solving puzzles, creating art, or leading a team? Tools like interest inventories, such as the Holland Code or Strong Interest Inventory, can offer insights based on your preferences and hobbies. Next, explore your personality. Instruments like the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI, can be eye-opening. Are you an introvert or extrovert? Do you prefer structure or spontaneity? Understanding these traits can help you recognize what environments and roles you might thrive in. Don't overlook your strengths and skills. Ask yourself, and others, what you're good at. Are you a great listener? Do you pick up new tech quickly? Are you the go-to person for organizing group projects? Your talents offer clues to careers where you'll naturally excel. But here's the most important part. Align your career with your passions and strengths. A job might look great on paper or make your parents proud, but if it doesn't excite you or play to your strengths, it might not be a good fit long-term. Self-reflection isn't a one-time activity. It's an ongoing process. As you grow and change, so too will your understanding of yourself. Keep a journal, talk to mentors, and stay curious. The better you know yourself, the better choices you'll make. Chapter 2. Factors that influence career choices. The only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing. Henry Ford. As you begin to understand yourself, you'll also realize that your career choices are influenced by a range of external factors, some helpful, others misleading. It's crucial to recognize these influences and evaluate them critically. Peer pressure can be subtle yet powerful. Friends may glamorize certain careers or mock others. It's easy to get swept up in what everyone else is doing. Remember, what works for them may not work for you. Stay true to your interests and values. Societal expectations can also be overwhelming. Some careers are celebrated as prestigious: doctor, lawyer, engineer, while others are unfairly dismissed: artist, tradesperson, caregiver. But passion and skill matter more than prestige. Every career that contributes to society has value. Family influence is another major factor. Parents and relatives often have strong opinions about what's best for you. While their experience and guidance can be valuable, it's important to distinguish between support and control. Your career is your journey. Then there's the impact of media and technology. Social media platforms are full of influencers showcasing seemingly perfect lives funded by unconventional careers. While this can broaden your perspective, it can also distort reality. Careers in content creation, gaming, and entrepreneurship are viable, but they require just as much hard work and planning as traditional paths. Use these influences as information, not instruction. Reflect on what aligns with your authentic self, and don't be afraid to explore paths that are less common if they feel right to you. Chapter 3: Pitfalls and Wrong Choices. Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. Choosing a career is one of the most important decisions in life, yet it's also one of the most misunderstood. Many people believe that once they've chosen a path, they must stick to it, no matter what. This mindset often leads to dissatisfaction, burnout, and regret. The truth is, making mistakes along the way is completely normal. What truly matters is how we respond to these mistakes. Why we make the wrong choices. There are many reasons why people end up on the wrong career path. These reasons often stem from external pressures or internal misconceptions. One common trap is choosing a career for its financial promise rather than genuine interest. While financial stability is important, it alone doesn't bring lasting fulfillment. A job that offers a good paycheck but drains your enthusiasm can lead to long-term dissatisfaction. Another frequent pitfall is following someone else's dream. For instance, a parent might want their child to become a doctor because it's seen as prestigious, or a student might follow in the footsteps of an older sibling without evaluating their passions. While the intentions may be loving or logical, such decisions can lead to disconnection and resentment if the individual's heart isn't in it. A third common issue is avoiding introspection. Many people never pause to ask themselves what they enjoy, what energizes them, or what values matter most. They rush into a career choice based on surface-level perceptions without deep personal reflection. Without understanding oneself, it's almost impossible to choose a path that aligns with one's true identity. Real-life stories. James and Maya. James is a perfect example of someone who initially made a practical but ultimately misguided choice. He chose engineering because it was considered a safe and highly respected field. For 2 years, he pushed through his studies, not because he was passionate, but because he felt he should. Despite doing reasonably well academically, he found himself unmotivated and detached. Eventually, James dared to make a change. He switched to graphic design, something he had always enjoyed as a hobby. The shift reinvigorated him. He began to thrive, both creatively and academically, and he found a career that matched his interests and talents. Maya's journey was different but equally instructive. She chose nursing largely because her parents were both in healthcare and she admired their work. But when she started her clinical rotations, she realized that the hospital environment didn't suit her personality. She felt overwhelmed, drained, and unfulfilled. For a while, she struggled with guilt and the fear that she had failed. But then she discovered public health education, a field where she could still contribute to healthcare without being on the front lines. Today, Maya is passionate about helping communities through outreach and education, and she has found her calling in a way she never expected. Warning signs that you're on the wrong path. So how do you know if you've made a wrong choice? The signs are often subtle at first, but they tend to grow louder over time. Chronic stress and anxiety. While some stress is normal, constant tension may indicate a deeper misalignment. Loss of motivation. If you find yourself dragging through the day, dreading tasks, or watching the clock, your career may not be fulfilling your needs. Disinterest or boredom. If you feel mentally disengaged from your work or studies, it might be a sign that your passion lies elsewhere. Burnout, emotional exhaustion, lack of purpose, and physical fatigue can signal that your current path is unsustainable. Resentment or regret. If you feel trapped or often question your choices, it's worth reevaluating your direction. Importantly, these symptoms do not make you weak or incapable. Often, they are signs that your environment, expectations, or career choice is not aligned with who you truly are. The importance of course correction. Realizing you're on the wrong path can be painful, but it's also an opportunity. Too often, people see course correction as a sign of failure. In reality, it is a powerful act of growth and self-awareness. The most successful people are not those who never make mistakes. They are the ones who recognize missteps and dare to change direction. If you're facing uncertainty about your path, consider these steps. Talk to a career counselor or mentor. These professionals can help you understand your strengths, explore options, and reframe your thinking. Explore new classes or interests. Dabble in subjects or activities that intrigue you. Sometimes the right direction becomes clear only through experimentation. Pause if needed. Whether it's a semester off or a short sabbatical, taking time to reflect can be incredibly clarifying. Seek real-world experience. Internships, volunteering, or part-time work can offer insight into what a day in a certain profession feels like. Remember, the goal is not to fix yourself but to understand yourself better. Making an informed shift can set you on a path that is more authentic, rewarding, and sustainable. Redefining success and failure. One of the most damaging beliefs about careers is the idea that success is a straight line. In truth, most people's paths are winding, full of detours, and far from perfect. The idea that your first career choice must be your only one is outdated and unrealistic in today's dynamic world. Success should not be defined solely by status or income, but by how well your career supports your well-being, growth, and sense of purpose. Similarly, failure should not be feared. It should be reframed as part of the learning process. Every misstep provides valuable insight that brings you closer to where you're meant to be. Final thoughts. Choosing the wrong career is not the end, it's often the beginning of a better path. Like James and Maya, many people find greater success and satisfaction after a detour. What matters most is not avoiding mistakes but learning from them and having the courage to act on what you discover. You are not alone in feeling uncertain or needing to change direction. The courage to pivot, reassess, and realign is not just admirable, it's essential. In the end, a fulfilling life and career come not from a flawless start but from an honest journey of self-discovery. So don't be afraid to question your path. Don't let fear trap you in a life that doesn't feel like your own. Mistakes and missteps are not the enemy. Stagnation is. And as Churchill said, it is the courage to continue that counts. Chapter 4. Navigating Failures. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Henry Ford. Failure. It's a word that carries weight, often heavy, sometimes frightening. In school, at work, and life, we're conditioned to avoid it. We associate failure with embarrassment, shame, or even personal inadequacy. But what if we saw it differently? What if failure wasn't a dead end but a detour, a signal to pause, reassess, and try again with more clarity and purpose? The reality is simple. Setbacks are inevitable. No one escapes them, and no amount of planning, intelligence, or talent can shield us entirely. The test you bombed, the scholarship you didn't get, the internship you thought you aced but didn't land, these moments sting. But they're not the full story. They might just be the turning points that shape your journey for the better. The universality of failure. It's comforting, and important, to realize that even the most successful people in the world have failed. Not once, but often multiple times. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living on welfare when she wrote Harry Potter. Before it became a global phenomenon, her manuscript was rejected by over a dozen publishers. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, was ousted from the very company he helped build. Many thought his career was over, yet he returned stronger and led Apple to unimaginable success. Oprah Winfrey was once fired from her job as a television reporter and told she was unfit for TV. She became one of the most influential media personalities of all time. These examples aren't just anecdotes, they're powerful reminders that failure doesn't define you. Your response to it does. Reframing failure as feedback. One of the most valuable shifts you can make is to stop seeing failure as final and start seeing it as feedback. Every setback carries a message, if you're willing to listen. A failed test might signal a need to change study habits or seek help. A rejected application might push you to refine your resume or build stronger skills. A project that didn't go as planned can teach you about time management, communication, or collaboration. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" This small change in perspective can turn discouragement into determination. Building resilience. Your inner strength. At the heart of overcoming failure is resilience, the ability to recover, adapt, and grow stronger. Resilience isn't something you either have or don't. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. Here's how to build it. Adopt a growth mindset. Coined by psychologist Carol Dweck, a growth mindset means believing that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. People with a growth mindset see failure as a part of progress, not a reflection of their worth. Allow yourself to feel. Disappointment is real. It's okay to feel upset, angry, or sad after a failure. Don't rush to stay positive or suppress your emotions. Acknowledge them. Talk to someone. Write them down. Processing emotions is part of healing. Practice self-compassion. You're not the only one who's failed. Be as kind to yourself as you would be to a friend going through the same thing. Replace harsh self-criticism with encouragement. Remind yourself, "This is tough, but I can handle it." Break things into next steps. After the initial disappointment, ask yourself what one thing you can do next. Small actions restore a sense of control. They help you regain momentum, even if it's just sending an email, revising a plan, or making a list. Lean on support. You don't have to navigate failure alone. Talk to friends who uplift you, mentors who've been there, or mental health professionals who can help you process deeper emotions. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Failure doesn't define the future. It's easy to catastrophize after failure, to believe that one setback ruins everything. But life is long, and your path is flexible. One bad grade doesn't mean you're unintelligent. One rejection doesn't mean you'll never succeed. One mistake doesn't mean you're doomed. Instead of treating failure like the end of the road, view it as a single chapter in a much larger story. You have time to grow, adjust, and try again. Sometimes what feels like a detour is a redirection toward a better destination, one that aligns more closely with your strengths, values, and passions. Turning setbacks into stepping stones. Growth often happens in discomfort. The challenges that stretch us are the ones that teach us the most. Some of the most rewarding moments in life are the result of overcoming something difficult. If you failed at a leadership role, maybe you learned how to better manage conflict. If you didn't make the team, maybe you discovered a new talent or interest through another activity. If you were rejected from a college, maybe you found a school or program that was a better fit, and where you could truly thrive. Each challenge overcome becomes a stepping stone. It strengthens your character, builds your resilience, and prepares you for the next opportunity. Sometimes, the path to success isn't straight. It winds, loops, and circles back before it moves forward. Strategies for moving forward. If you're currently dealing with a failure, here are some practical steps to help you move forward. Reflect without judgment. What went wrong? What was within your control? What wasn't? Write it out. Journaling can help process your thoughts and feelings. It often leads to insight and clarity. Talk to someone you trust. Sharing your experience with a friend, parent, or counselor can provide emotional relief and perspective. Set short-term goals. Focus on actionable steps you can take today or this week. Momentum builds confidence. Celebrate effort, not just outcomes. Recognize your courage to try, to care, and to learn. That's a success. Conclusion. Failure as a foundation. Failure isn't something to be feared. It's a natural, even necessary, part of growth. The people who go on to achieve great things aren't those who avoid mistakes. They're the ones who learn from them, adapt, and persevere. Think of each failure not as a wall but as a bridge, something that connects you to the next version of yourself. More informed, more mature, more capable. So the next time failure visits, remember Henry Ford's words: failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Let that wisdom guide you. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and take the next step forward, wiser, stronger, and more determined than ever. Chapter 5. Practical Guidance. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I will remember. Involve me and I learn. Benjamin Franklin. Understanding yourself, your strengths, interests, and values, is a critical step in shaping your future. Equally important is understanding the world of work and the many opportunities it holds. But knowledge alone isn't enough. To make real progress, you must take action. Chapter 5 is about turning insight into effort, curiosity into exploration, and ideas into action. This is where the planning stops and the doing begins. Step 1. Explore careers firsthand. Reading about a job is helpful. But doing it, even for a day, can teach you far more. First-hand experiences give you practical insight into the daily responsibilities, challenges, and culture of different professions. These experiences allow you to make better informed choices and avoid committing to a path that doesn't suit you. A. Internships. Internships provide structured work experience, often over weeks or months. They can be paid or unpaid and are available in nearly every field, from business and tech to non-profits and healthcare. Internships help you build your resume, apply classroom knowledge in real settings, network with professionals, discover what kind of work environment fits you. Even if the internship doesn't turn out to be your dream job, it teaches you what you don't want, and that's just as valuable. B. Volunteer work. Volunteering is especially useful if you're exploring service-related careers like education, social work, or public health. Even short-term or weekend commitments can offer exposure and insight. You also demonstrate initiative and compassion, qualities employers appreciate. C. Job shadowing. Spending a day, or a few, observing a professional in their workplace is called job shadowing. You won't be doing the job, but you'll get to see what it looks like. You might watch a dentist care for patients, or a software developer work on code. Seeing a job in real time helps you imagine whether it would energize or drain you. D. Part-time jobs. Working part-time builds essential life skills: time management, communication, and responsibility. Whether it's in retail, hospitality, or a local office, these experiences grow your confidence and maturity while helping you earn money and learn about workplace dynamics. Step 2. Do your research. Practical experience is vital, but so is academic and industry research. The job market is always evolving, and staying informed can help you choose wisely. A. Use career exploration tools. O*net online, https://www.unetonline.org, is a comprehensive resource for exploring job descriptions, required skills, expected education, wages, and future demand. Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS, and local employment sites offer up-to-date labor market data. Career quizzes can help match your interests and strengths with potential careers. B. Follow industry blogs and forums. Reading professional blogs or LinkedIn articles can provide a behind-the-scenes view of specific careers. For example, you might learn how climate change is shaping the job market in environmental science, or how AI is changing the role of software engineers. C. Understand job requirements. Learn about necessary degrees or certifications, entry-level requirements, career progression paths, work-life balance expectations. This helps you prepare mentally and practically for what lies ahead. Step 3. Find and learn from mentors. Mentorship is one of the most powerful and often overlooked tools in career development. A mentor can be a guide, a sounding board, and a source of wisdom that helps you avoid common mistakes. A. Who can be a mentor? Teachers and professors, older students or alumni, professionals in your field of interest, family, friends, or neighbors. A mentor doesn't need to be someone famous or highly influential, just someone who's a few steps ahead of where you are. B. How to approach a mentor. Be respectful and clear when reaching out. For example, "Hi, I'm exploring careers in environmental science and heard you work in this area. I'd love to hear more about your journey and any advice you might have for someone starting." Prepare questions. What do you enjoy most about your job? What challenges do you face? If you could go back, what would you do differently? C. Build a relationship. Good mentoring relationships take time. Stay in touch, show appreciation, and be open to both encouragement and constructive criticism. A strong mentor relationship can sometimes open doors to internships, jobs, or scholarships. Step 4. Create a career action plan. All the exploration and research in the world won't mean much if you don't apply it strategically. A career action plan brings clarity and structure to your goals. A. Set SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. For example, I will complete a summer internship in digital marketing by August. I will talk to 3 professionals in the healthcare field by the end of the semester. B. Break down long-term goals. Let's say you want to become a physical therapist. Break it down. Research PT programs and prerequisites. Enroll in biology and anatomy classes. Volunteer at a clinic or hospital. Prepare for and take the GRE, if needed. Apply for graduate school. Each step becomes part of your roadmap. C. Set timelines. Estimate how long each step might take and when you want to complete it. Deadlines keep you focused and prevent procrastination. D. Have backup plans. Life is unpredictable. You may not get into your dream college, or a chosen field may lose demand. Have alternatives ready that still align with your skills and interests. Step 5. Stay flexible and keep learning. Planning is crucial, but so is adaptability. The world of work is always changing. Technologies emerge, industries rise and fall, and your own interests may evolve. A. Review and revise. Check in with your plan every few months. Are you still interested in the same field? Have your strengths or circumstances changed? B. Stay curious. Keep learning. Attend workshops, take online courses, read widely. The more you grow, the more opportunities you'll find, or create. C. Embrace change. Changing your mind isn't failure. It's growth. Maybe you were certain about law school but discover you love social work. That's okay. You're not locked in. Use what you've learned and pivot with purpose. Final thoughts. Practical guidance means more than good advice, it means action. This chapter is your invitation to step out of theory and into experience. Try things. Talk to people. Make a plan. Adjust when necessary. Benjamin Franklin's quote reminds us that deep learning happens through involvement. When you take charge of your journey through hands-on experience, research, mentorship, and planning, you empower yourself. The path may not always be clear, and you may stumble. But with action, curiosity, and resilience, you'll not only find your way, you'll build it. Your future is not a puzzle to solve. It's a story to create. So, pick up the pen and begin. Chapter 6. The Role of Adults. Children must be taught how to think, not what to think. Margaret Mead. Adolescence is a time of self-discovery, change, and decision-making. Among the most significant choices a teenager will face is that of their future career. During this critical period, the role of adults, especially parents, teachers, and mentors, is crucial. Teenagers may not say it, but they are listening, watching, and absorbing more than we realize. The influence of the adults around them can either empower them to find their path or pressure them into following someone else's expectations. However, walking the fine line between guidance and control is not easy. While it's natural for adults to want to protect, advise, and direct young people, the most supportive role is not that of a commander but of a companion, someone who walks alongside, not ahead. Listening before leading. The first and perhaps most important role of adults is to listen. It might sound simple, but really listening requires patience, humility, and the willingness to put aside your own assumptions. Teenagers are constantly asked what they want to do with their lives, often before they've had the time or space to figure it out. They're still exploring who they are, what they value, and what the world has to offer. When adults ask open-ended questions and truly listen to the answers, they validate a teen's thoughts and feelings. Effective ways to engage include: what excites you about that idea? What kind of problems do you like solving? What are some careers you've thought about, even if they seem unusual? These questions invite reflection and show that you're not expecting the right answer, just an honest one. Avoid jumping in with your opinion too early. Let teens explore their thoughts out loud, even if their ideas seem unrealistic or unconventional at first. They're learning to think critically, and they need space to do so. Encouraging exploration, not imposing agendas. Many adults have well-intentioned dreams for the teenagers in their lives. Parents may hope their child follows a secure, respectable, or high-paying career path. While this desire comes from a place of love, imposing a specific path can stifle curiosity and autonomy. Instead of directing teens toward a particular job, help them explore a variety of possibilities. Career development is not a one-time decision. It's a journey of discovery. The more exposure a teen has to different careers, the more informed and confident their decisions will be. Encourage exploration by suggesting they shadow someone in a field they're interested in, helping them find internships or volunteer work, encouraging them to join school clubs, online courses, or workshops that relate to their interests. Even experiences that don't lead to a chosen career are valuable. They help young people learn what they don't enjoy, and that knowledge is just as important. Providing resources without pressure. Another meaningful role adults play is that of a resource provider. This can include everything from helping teens find information on different careers to introducing them to people in various industries. But again, the key is to offer, not insist. Help teens navigate useful tools like O*Net Online for detailed job information, college and university websites for program details, YouTube or LinkedIn for real-life career stories and interviews, school career counselors or vocational testing services. It's also helpful to encourage teens to think about what success means to them, not just what society or family may expect. The best resource you can provide is the encouragement to ask big questions and follow their own curiosity. Being emotionally supportive. Career choices can be overwhelming, and it's common for teenagers to feel anxious, lost, or insecure about the future. This is where emotional support becomes just as important as practical guidance. Let them know that it's okay not to have everything figured out. Share stories about your own career path, especially the missteps, doubts, or detours. This not only normalizes uncertainty but also shows that success is rarely a straight line. Supportive adults. Celebrate small wins, such as a job interview or completing a short course. Comfort and encourage after setbacks, like not getting into a desired program. Provide reassurance without minimizing their feelings. When teenagers feel safe expressing uncertainty or failure, they're more likely to take healthy risks, try new things, and grow from the experience. Trust, the foundation of growth. Teens crave independence, but they also crave trust. They want to know that the adults in their lives believe in their ability to make good choices. Offering guidance is important, but so is stepping back and allowing space for decision-making. This can be difficult. Watching a teen choose a path that seems risky or unfamiliar can make any adult anxious. But growth doesn't happen without risk. Sometimes, Letting go is the most supportive thing an adult can do. When you show trust, you permit a young person to trust themselves. This trust builds confidence, resilience, and decision-making skills, qualities they'll carry far beyond their career planning. Supporting through detours and discoveries. Career journeys are rarely straightforward. Teenagers may change their minds, take gap years, switch majors, or discover new passions along the way. These twists and turns are not signs of failure, they're part of the process. Adults who understand this and support flexibility are offering teens the freedom to grow. Imagine a student who plans to study law but discovers a love for creative writing. Or a teen who drops out of engineering only to thrive in graphic design. These shifts aren't mistakes, they're moments of alignment. When adults stay open and supportive during such changes, they help teens trust their evolving selves and pursue paths that truly fit. The role of educators and mentors. Beyond parents, teachers and mentors also play a critical role in shaping teens' career outlook. A single word of encouragement or a well-timed opportunity can be life-changing. Educators can introduce students to a wide range of career possibilities, integrate real-world applications into their lessons, support both academic and non-academic talents. Mentors can offer first-hand insights into specific careers, help teens network and find opportunities, serve as a trusted sounding board. The impact of these roles extends far beyond school. It shapes how teens see themselves and their potential. Final thoughts. As Margaret Mead said, children must be taught how to think, not what to think. Adults who understand this help young people build not just a career, but a life. The teenage years are filled with uncertainty, possibility, and pressure. The adults who choose to guide rather than dictate, who listen rather than lecture, and who trust rather than control are the adults who make a lasting difference. In the end, your presence matters more than your plan. Be there. Be supportive. And believe in the young person before you, even when they're unsure of themselves. Because when teens are supported, respected, and trusted, they are far more likely to thrive, not just in their careers, but in life. Conclusion. Embracing the journey. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny but in ourselves. William Shakespeare. As you reach the end of this guide, remember that this is not the end of your journey, it is only the beginning. Your career path isn't a straight line with a clearly marked start and finish. It's a winding road made up of decisions, lessons, changes, and growth. It's not about picking one perfect job and following it forever. It's about learning who you are, where your passions lie, and how you can contribute meaningfully to the world. The pressure to figure it all out can feel overwhelming, especially in your teen years when expectations and questions come from all directions. But here's the truth. You don't have to know everything right now. What matters more than certainty is your willingness to explore, learn, and adapt. Your career journey is less about finding a destination and more about becoming the kind of person who can create and embrace opportunities as they come. A series of choices, not a single decision. One of the biggest myths about careers is that they depend on making the right choice early on. But life doesn't work that way. Some people discover their calling early. Others take years or even decades. Many people change careers multiple times. What matters is that you stay curious and open to possibilities. Each step you take, whether it's trying a class, joining a club, taking an internship, or volunteering, teaches you something. Some steps will lead to exciting discoveries. Others may feel like detours. But every experience adds value. Even the wrong paths teach you what doesn't fit and bring you closer to what does. Your choices don't have to be perfect. They just need to be honest, thoughtful, and open to growth. Take ownership of your journey. You are the author of your own story. Yes, others, like parents, teachers, and mentors, can offer support, but you get to hold the pen. This means taking responsibility for your future, which can feel both empowering and intimidating. Taking ownership involves asking questions about yourself, your interests, your values, and the world around you. Seeking feedback, from those you trust, and using it to reflect, not define yourself. Making decisions, even small ones, like choosing a course or applying for a summer job, are steps forward. Reevaluating regularly. It's okay to change your mind. Growth involves reassessment. Remember, ownership doesn't mean having all the answers. It means being willing to take the next step, even when the whole picture isn't clear. Embrace curiosity. Curiosity is one of your greatest tools. It fuels exploration and keeps you engaged with the world. When you're curious, you're more likely to discover paths you didn't know existed and less likely to settle for a career that doesn't suit you. Ask people about their jobs and experiences. Try things outside your comfort zone. Read, research, and reflect. Say yes to new experiences, even if they're unfamiliar. Sometimes the best opportunities come from unexpected places. A casual conversation might lead to an internship. A hobby might turn into a career. But you won't find these opportunities if you don't look around with interest and openness. Move forward with courage. Fear of failure often keeps people stuck. But failure isn't something to be ashamed of, it's something to learn from. You might not land the job you wanted. You might start down a path and realize it's not for you. That's okay. What matters is how you respond. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the willingness to move forward despite it. Every step outside your comfort zone builds resilience. Whether you're applying for your first job, starting college, or choosing a new direction, bravery matters. And bravery isn't always loud. Sometimes, it's the quiet choice to keep going, to try again, or to ask for help. Practice compassion, especially toward yourself. One of the most important lessons of all is to treat yourself with kindness along the way. Career journeys can be messy. There will be times when you feel lost or behind. It's easy to compare yourself to others or get caught up in pressure to succeed quickly. But everyone's timeline is different. Progress is not a race, and your worth isn't tied to a job title, a salary, or a college acceptance letter. Practice self-compassion by forgiving yourself for mistakes, celebrating small wins, allowing yourself time to grow, accepting that you don't need to have it all figured out right now. When you treat yourself with the same understanding and encouragement you would offer a friend, you build a foundation of inner strength that will serve you throughout your life. Trust the process. There will be uncertainty. There will be a change. But that's part of the beauty of the journey. What seems unclear today may make perfect sense in a few years. You may look back and realize that a setback was a redirection towards something better. Trust the process, even when the outcome isn't visible yet. Your willingness to keep learning, growing, and showing up will carry you forward. You are not alone. While this journey is personal, you are not on it alone. There are people, family, teachers, mentors, friends, who care about you and want to see you succeed. Don't hesitate to lean on them. Ask questions. Share your worries. Let others support you, not because you can't do it on your own, but because we all need community. And remember, resources are everywhere. Books, career centers, online platforms, podcasts, and professional networks. Use them. Stay connected. Keep learning. Writing your own story. Your story is just beginning. It's not supposed to be fully written by now. What matters is that you start with honesty, lead with curiosity, and move with courage. Whether your path takes 10 turns or 2, let it reflect who you truly are. You have time. You have support. You have potential. And most importantly, you have the power to shape your own life. Make your journey one that you're proud of, not because it was perfect, but because it was yours. Embrace the uncertainty, the growth, the setbacks, and the successes. Because in the end, it's not just about a career, it's about building a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Go forward boldly. The best chapters are yet to be written. Thank you for listening to Paths of Purpose, a guide to meaningful career choices until the very end. We hope you found the insights and guidance helpful as you navigate your career journey. If you enjoyed this book and found it relatable, please consider sharing it with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content that speaks to your experiences and aspirations. Your support means a lot to us. Until next time, keep exploring and pursuing your passions.